This is one of those feed to bed mornings, set up on a trail that splits. That's the first buck that come through. Wanted to get a good look at him, saw he had a bunch of busted up stuff, let him walk. Wasn't quite big enough. Here's buck number 2, slipping through. As you can see, buck number 2 is already a little more responsive to my grunts. Learning to read the deer's body language is a big part of being able to tell what you're going to be able to do and get by with. This buck here is actually going to turn and come right over there to me. He's off the main trail right now, and he's headed over to the trail that I'm actually watching, which these two trails split, and the bucks took the far trail. They always seem to take the far trail when I'm hunting, but a good old grunt every now and then can bring them right to you. Now if you look at the bottom right corner of the screen, you can actually see the deer trail that I'm set up on for a very close shot. It's a pretty well worn down trail. This buck's going to ease over to that trail. He doesn't see a deer, so he's going to ease over to the trail and take a sniff of it and see if he can't detect who walked that trail. You see, looking down that way toward the bed area, sniffing the trail. Well, he doesn't smell anything, so he's going to get up and start looking again. Deer use their nose, eyes, and ears all the time to try to detect danger, other deer, and be able to pick out what's going on around them. Now, he's pretty relaxed. He's by no means nervous at all. He just heard a deer grunt, and he's wondering where that deer is. He's licking his nose constantly so he can get a better smell. Flagging, flicking his tail, letting the other deer know that he's there. Well, they flick their tail at each other a lot because deer's eyes are really keyed in on movement. They catch movement more than anything. In fact, he caught a little movement right there. Yeah, he's studying me. He ain't quite sure what that ugly thing in the tree is, though. Whatever it is, it's enough for him to try to maybe sidestep just a little bit. Now, you think he's forgot about me? No, he ain't forgot. He still knows I'm up there. He's continuing to look for that other deer. Even though he knows there's something up in that tree that don't belong, some blob he hadn't never picked out before, he's still continually looking for that other deer. He's convinced there's another deer there. He's going to work his way over to a scrape, stick his nose to it, see if anything's come worked it. Now you might be asking me why I didn't shoot that deer. I don't believe he's an old enough deer to shoot. I've already shot 2 nice mature bucks this year, and I'm really wanting something much bigger than this, and there's at least 3 other bucks in this area that I'm hunting that are what I call shooter bucks, one absolute giant that I have yet to lay eyes on this entire hunting season. You talk about a deer humbling me. This buck has humbled me beyond belief. I've been after him for 4 straight years. He's like a ghost. I got 1 trail cam video of him, and I'm terrified to show that trail cam video on this channel because a lot of folks know where I hunt, and if they do see it, they will probably recognize the spot. Therefore, you guys probably won't never get to see that until I kill the deer. Then I'll be glad to show it. This buck, he went around there and he quickly stuck his nose to the scrape because nothing's worked that scrape. Now he's circling back around where he thought he heard that deer. You listen close, you can hear the timber guys cutting off in the distance. Doesn't really seem to bother the deer's movement that much. That's of course when they get really close to them. One time I was hunting right next to a timber crew and killed a deer within view of a skidder dragging a tree off. Well, getting back to my little buck here, he is absolutely 100% convinced there's another deer in the area. He has used that nose, eyes, and ears to his advantage, and he just can't seem to find the deer. And a lot of times when you have this going on with you, they'll hang around a long, long time. You think he's probably forgotten all about me, up there in that tree, but he still knows I'm up there. Every now and then he'll look up there at me and just let me know that he still sees me or knows I'm up there. There he goes, looking at me, buddy. Here I am, right up here. They're amazing creatures, ain't they? People say deer don't look up. Dude, they look up all the time. Now you gotta be perfectly still when they do this right here, and you can get by with it with a young buck, but an old buck, you ain't gonna get by with it. You ain't gonna play that game with an old buck. He gonna come in there, he gonna look up at you one time, and he ain't gonna. I don't believe he'll stand there and stare at it, study like these younger bucks will. I think he don't take chances, and he'll blow out of there. At least that's been my experience with mature bucks. They just, man, they don't take chances. They've been around the block a time or two, and they've seen hunters up in trees, and it ain't their first rodeo. These younger bucks like this, they still got to learn. And the best advice I can give anybody is, on a mature buck, take the first good shot you have.
Well, he's a pretty buck, but I'm gonna let him walk.
But you got to admit, he's real curious in this spot. Now you might ask why I picked this spot to hunt. It's late in the season, the rut's over. Deer going from feed to bed, bed to feed. And I'll show you why I picked this spot right now.
This spot right here is an awesome spot. You can't hardly take 4 or 5 steps without stepping on deer droppings. And it's just a lot of lowbrow stuff in here. This time of year, these deer, they're on food to bed. The rut's over. Bucks are with bucks, does are with does. It's just got the right amount of thick cover and lowbrows in here. A lot of it. It smells like a barnyard in here. You heard people say it smells like a barnyard. Well, that's what this smells like in here.